Welcome back into the Pig Trail Show. Today we're joined by a very special guest on the Arkansas Football Recruiting Report, 2026 defensive tackle Ari Slocum, as well as his mother, a target for the Hogs, looking to add to that defensive line room. And Ari, just to start, I know you visited, you got the offer from Arkansas last week. Just what did you like about the coaching staff during that visit, and what appealed to you about the entire defensive staff as a whole?
They were amazing. I met with Coach Adams personally. We talked for a while, and he came to me as a coach. I mean, he came to me as a person before he came to me as a coach, and I really appreciate that. All the coaching staff did, and I really like how they did that because don't get me wrong, football is like everything to me, but when a person cares for you, deeper than football, it'll build a great relationship. So
That's
I'm
been
glad we did that.
Yeah. That's been a constant theme. Otis said we've had a good amount of players on here, and every single time it's a defensive guy, we've heard over and over again that the defensive staff keeps it real. Just how important is that in
Yes,
the recruiting
yes.
process? And how did you see that play out with the staff?
I mean, I think it's important, for them to keep it real with you so you don't be getting led on or, believing, just anything just so you could go there. I mean, they're gonna tell you what it is and what it isn't. And I really appreciate them for keeping it honest with me.
In terms of on the field, tell Razorback fans what type of player you are and what you bring to the defensive side of the ball.
I would like to I would like to say I'm a very versatile player. I play offense and defense this year, primarily tight end. I ended the season with about 43 pancake blocks. I had 108 yards and one touchdown this year, and I played a lot more offense than I played defense. I had around 3 or 4 tackles, but this year I'm playing both sides of the ball, so I'm ready to prove myself. So
What appeals to you about playing both sides of the ball? I always love talking to guys who play both sides. You get a little bit of the best of all worlds. What do you like about playing both sides of the ball at the high school level?
it's actually kind of fun, go score a touchdown on offense and go on defense, get some tackles.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds. Otis, I'll turn it over to you and take it back in a little bit.
All right, just you've got a decision coming up tomorrow. You're going to make an announcement on your college decision.
Yes,
Who's the final schools, and I mean, who's the finalist? Who did you consider at the end there?
I mean, Arkansas is like I love it. Fayetteville is a beautiful place. They also made my mother love it. Like she always talked to me about Arkansas. I think you should go to Arkansas. But I think Missouri. I like Missouri too. Missouri is a very beautiful place. But if my top three right now, it would have to be Arkansas, Missouri, and Houston.
If you chose Arkansas, why would you choose the Razorbacks? I mean, you just kind of said a lot of it, but if you did choose Arkansas, why would it be Arkansas?
Simply because of how they approached me and my mother and the way they treated us. I already felt like I was enrolled at Arkansas, and I always be forever grateful how they treated me and my mother. I really appreciate that. So
You need to talk to Coach Yarborough sometime. He's a defensive lineman defensive. I talked to you about yesterday out of Durant, Oklahoma. Number one player in Oklahoma in 2026. He's committed to Arkansas too, and he's a big Deke Adams fan. Might
okay,
chat with him sometime because he's a defensive end, and you're a defensive tackle. You guys will probably be playing alongside each other one
yes,
day up
sir.
there. But he's really good person, good player. Just for someone that hasn't seen you play, let's go to defensive tackle. What would you say are your strengths at defensive well, just defense? What are your strengths there?
I definitely say my athleticism and hands, and just the way to get out there offensive lineman. Sometimes you can, if you're more powerful than our offensive lineman, you can always get through them. You can bang through them. So I just feel like definitely my athleticism, my hands. That's a key factor. And I also feel like you gotta have. You said what?
Well, no, I'm
I
sorry. I
also feel
thought you
like
were finished. I'm
gotta
just going to
have.
say, I thought you were finished. I'm sorry. I just going to say, you've played a lot of offense. You said how many pancakes you had. Playing offensive line, does that help you?
Yes, sir.
Does that help you on defense, knowing because you probably know what the offensive lineman's going to do because you've done it a million times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It helps, like, because some of the mechanics of an offensive lineman. If you already know that, you can know how to get past the offensive lineman. So I definitely feel like it helps. But yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The Zoom was breaking up a little bit, and I thought you were finished. I'm sorry, it was
That
going in
is
and out.
okay.
I
It's
don't know if
okay.
it
It's
was on
okay.
your end or not, but it was here. Deke Adams, Colton and all the players have told us the same thing about Deke Adams. Just talk a little bit more about Deke. Just he's been at Arkansas for a while now. Because you probably don't know, but for a while they were changing defensive line coaches every year. But Deke's been there, I don't know, 3-4 years now, and he's been there for quite a while and getting and it shows on the defensive line. They're getting players and they're keeping them and stuff. Talk about just what do you really like about Deke?
I just like, his person his person to person, like the way he treated me and my mom is like,
hands-on.
yeah, he's real hands on. Like he's
Very direct.
yeah, very.
He lets you know what's gonna be expected of you.
Mhm.
And the fact that he cares about you on and off the field sticks out the most. That he also cares about his, growth and development, not only as a football player, but into becoming a young man. So
Yeah.
that's
He's
very
He's
important.
sincere too. Yeah, he's sincere on that because
Oh yeah,
I hear that
it's
from
very
not
much
just
so.
y'all, not just you two, but every recruit says the same thing. And then I talk to players that have played for him, and it's pretty much the same theme after they play for him as being recruited by him.
Right.
Uh, just the Caleb Wooden was talking about in the days of NIL and transfer portal. Not everybody's sincere with the recruits, talking about the coaches, but said the Arkansas defensive staff is. Just is that kind of the feeling that's come across with you that they are being sincere when they say that stuff? Because Caleb Wooden came from Auburn. He was starting free safety, transferred to Arkansas, going to play for the Razorbacks this season. He came in the transfer portal. Just talk about if you noticed that too, just sincereness from the staff.
Oh yes.
They
Coach
definitely
Pittman, hilarious. He brought me and my mother in his office, and we talked for a while as well before he offered me. And even when he offered me, we shook on it. So I definitely say the whole staff is sincere. I asked the defensive coordinator, Coach, Coach Williams, I believe. He came to see
Travis
me.
Williams, T. Will, yeah.
Yes, sir. He came
He's
to see me.
awesome.
We talked for a while. And I'm glad to see. I'm ready to see him again. I'm ready to go down there soon. So, yes, sir.
Will you next year you'll be a senior? Will you be midterm or will you graduate in the spring? Do you know yet?
I am planning to graduate in December,
Okay.
so I could be an early enrollee.
Right.
But yes, sir.
Do you feel like have you talked to other recruits that have done that and they felt like it was a big advantage to go through spring ball and get acclimated 3 or 4 months before the season or 6 months before the
Oh
season
yeah,
starts?
definitely. I think it definitely helps with you getting on the field, as a true freshman, and that's the goal for me. I want to be playing ball as a freshman.
Okay. Jake, that's probably most of mine.
Yeah.
I may think of something else, but
Yeah, I'll ask a couple more. Just for both you and your mom, when you visited Fayetteville, just what were your first impressions of the area in terms of, not only just the coaching staff, but the overall Fayetteville area?
So we were riding in, and I seen the snow all over the mountain. I was like, "This is something out of a movie, bro. It's no way." Like,
Yeah, I did wake him up because I didn't know like it were the mountains, and I was like, the mountains are so pretty because we went to the game, so it was like my spirit felt calmer. And then when we went back and it was snow, and I was like, the snow. So it's a very beautiful place. I like that it seems, tight knit, familiar. I like the whole. It felt welcoming. And
mhm.
usually when you're an outsider coming inside, it's kind of like, who are y'all? But it didn't feel like that. It kind of felt like when I left, I should have been going around the corner to my house, but came all the way back to Louisiana. But it's very welcoming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that calms me as a parent, so I don't have to be stressed out about
right.
my kid being 6 hours away. So
yeah.
to know that that's like a second family, that's a blessing.
Absolutely. That's a great way to describe Fayetteville, I think. Ari, for you, as you approach your senior season, goals wise, what do you have individually as you're looking towards your senior season? What do you want to accomplish on the field?
I want to be the best player in Louisiana. That's my goal this year. I'm looking to up my ratings in general, not even just I forgot what I'm rating. I think it's 247 Sports. I'm trying to be the best player I can possibly be. and bring my team back to the state championship. We lost in the semis last year, heartbreaking fashion, 43-36. I'm trying to avenge those seniors from last year and bring my team back, and I think we can do it. So that's those are my goals.
I'm curious, you've mentioned often that, you feel your athleticism is what kind of separates you. It allows you to play both sides of the ball. And then when it comes to defensive tackle, how do you feel on the defensive side of the ball, specifically at the tackle position, that helps you, compared to other tackles potentially?
I'd say mostly my arms. I think I have an 82 inch or 83-inch wingspan. That I say my speed as well. Like I feel like I can get around the lineman fast enough. And just
Faith.
it
Your
just
determination, faith, all that
yeah,
helps on that field.
just um those parts of it. I feel like that helps me a lot, and just my determination, my faith in general. So I feel like I can do it definitely.
Absolutely. Otis, you got anything else?
Hey Ari, how tall are you and how much you weigh? I've seen different listings on that.
I'm 6'4", 307 pounds. I want to say.
Okay, 6'4", 307. I'm glad
Yes,
I
sir.
asked. Most of it has the 280, so it'd be 307. It's
Yes,
good.
yes, sir.
Okay, just how relieved will you be tomorrow afternoon when you make that decision public? I know you made the decision, but when you make it public, how relieved will you be that that's out of the way and you can enjoy your senior year and maybe win the state championship?
Yes, sir. I'll be glad that everyone knows my decision. I feel like a lot of my coaches, teammates, just the whole area I live in general would be proud of me. I think it's definitely a place I can call home for a while before, I can achieve my dream of going to the NFL one day. So
That's going to do it for this week's Arkansas Football Recruiting Report. Thank you so much to defensive tackle Ari Slocum and his mom for joining the show. We'll be back to
thank
talk
you.
to you. We'll be back to talk to you next week. More Picture Show coming up on the other side of the break.